Hi, Ben.
Hi, Tracy.
Going? How's it going?
It's going okay.
Yeah, well, I'm really excited to continue our podcast from the RxJS, um, the new changes for 5.5 beta 7. So we built that one application for ngconf. Uh,
Yep.
and I think what we should do is go through that and maybe just walk through how you would how you would refactor the application IRL.
Okay. Well, I got good news and I got bad news.
Okay.
The good news is we can totally walk through and do that. The bad news is my build is unhappy because our project is old and needs updated. So Angular CLI is not building it, not being our friend.
It's okay. I'm your friend.
Okay. So we can at least refactor the code though.
Yeah.
We can show that.
I think that's all that really matters.
Yep.
That's all that matters to drop the fun.
Don't drop it.
Don't drop it.
All right. So let me, I guess we'll share my screen.
So why did you not change the way we're importing observables?
Because that would be a breaking change.
Mm.
And we don't want to break everybody with a minor release.
Well, why would it be a breaking change if you change the way we import operators? Or is that just because it's lettable operators? I guess you could have.
See, I didn't. That's the therein lies the misnomer. I'm not changing the way people import operators. I am adding a new way to import operators. The old way is still there.
Well, you're adding a new way to import new operators, not the old operators.
No, they're the same operators. They go through the same code path. It's just they're available in a different way.
So, but I thought you added the lettable operators on top of the other operators. So the patch operators versus the lettable operators.
Inside of the other operators. So we implemented the lettable operators and made the other operators use them, which really was a matter of moving code.
Oh, I just thought you added a bunch of operators, but you actually. Okay.
So we added a whole bunch of operators and we made the old operators work with the new ones, but really the new ones are just code that we moved from the old ones to the new spot. Is that confusing?
The
So
code.
the lettable, basically the prototype map operator. So if you do add operator map, it uses the same operator that the lettable map operator uses. It's the same thing.
Oh, but it's still just it's still patched onto the prototype versus whereas if you import it the other way, then it's not patched onto the prototype.
Right. But the important thing that people will want to know is if they update to RxJS 5.5 beta, any version, they don't have, that's it. Things will just work. It's all they had to do is update. They don't have to use lettable operators. They don't have to use anything. They can just keep their code as it was and get whatever bug fixes and move on with their lives. If they want.
So really, all of these are new operators.
They're not at all. They're the same operators. They're just available in a different way.
But you refactored all the operators.
Yes, as in I moved code around, but I didn't change functionality.
I hope everybody else understood what the hell he just said.
But the TLDR is if you just upgrade to 5.5, that's it. That's all you really need to do. 5.5 beta, you've got 5.5 beta, great. You don't have to use lettable operators. That's the TLDR.
Okay.
Non-breaking changes.
Give me the excitement.
The excitement is if you want to use lettable operators, what do we do?
No, I'm sharing your.
And it's really a shame that we can't see the Angular CLI builds because I've seen some of the builds here at Google and they are much smaller if you go through and do this. But so you can see there's all my build failures, which is great.
You're not sharing your screen. Oh, there you are. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, see, that's
you just dropped that.
Unhappy with our old project. But if we're going to go in through here and we look and we see things like observable, we still are going to import observable the same way. That's fine. Where we're going to see some issues, and actually this is going to be difficult without being able to build it, but you're going to look here and you're going to see, oh, look, we have all these operators, and we were fortunate enough that we were adding it all in one spot. You're not going to want to use these anymore. But I'm going to make note of it. We've got map, do, switch map, share, catch, merge, and empty. So I kind of know what I'm searching for to see like where I want to change some of these things. But for now, I'm going to just comment them out. And I'm going to do a code search and search the actual directory, our app directory here. See, reveal and find in folder. So we're searching in our app directory folder, and the first one I'm going to search for is going to be probably the most obvious one, which is going to be switch map. Map might not be as obvious. We might be using that somewhere. Oh, what the hell? We'll start with map. We'll start right at the top. So if we search for map, more importantly, calls to map, we're going to see that we've got a few maps here. And this is actually coming from an observable, so this is good. So what we want to do is we want to pull in map, and what else are we using? It looks like just map in this particular one. So I'm going to go up to the top. I'm going to import map RxJS operators. And then it's got red squigglies because of our build problems. But
I have a question.
Yeah.
Why are we not just importing everything into the app module file like we did before?
Because the problem with that is now you've got this kind of, it's like a indirection for where you're actually getting the map operator from. Now, if we don't do that, see how it complains that map doesn't exist? If I just was to pull this in and do what I'm supposed to be doing here, which is I'm going to use the map operator that I pulled in up top with my pipe method. If I didn't pull the map operator in, this wouldn't compile, it would complain.
Can I ask you what pipe is?
Pipe is just a method on observable. All observables will have a pipe method. And again, it's just complaining because of our build. But what it does is it just composes the functions that are the result of these calls here together. So it will take our observable and pipe it through each one of these functions and return a new observable. It basically, this enables chaining. That's it. It enables the same thing as dot chaining, only with commas.
You don't have to import pipe anywhere.
No, you do not. That's built into observable.
Okay, got it. You don't learn that in, I didn't know that. How did I not know that?
Because it's brand new, probably.
Oh, so pipe is new.
Yes.
See, we're missing some data points there.
Yeah, so that's brand new. It's a brand new method. It enables us to chain. It works a lot like let, which is an actual operator that existed before in RxJS, only you can do more than one argument.
Okay, so are you done with the refactor now? Is that it?
So that's it for this particular file. If I'm going to go through and do more files, I got some here in pun lookup. This one looks like it's got switch map and map. So let's go up here and we'll import those.
So, and then the reason why it doesn't matter that you're importing, I mean, before it was good to import from the app module so you could sort of keep track of all the different operators you have, but now with the tree shaking, you don't actually care, right?
Basically, the main reason we don't import it all from that one spot is because it no longer makes any sense. Now you import them exactly where you need them, and that's better because if you don't import them, then your TypeScript won't build. If you do import them and you don't use them, then your lint should complain. Okay. So that's really what you want to be doing.
I like this. So you're just dot piping, and then you're adding parentheses around the operators, and then you're removing the dot.
Yeah, and the experience people should see, and they're not seeing in what I'm screen sharing here, is that you shouldn't see these red squigglies. Like this is just because my build is busted right now. But it's like my npm install was not cooperating. It looks like we've got a share operator in here too. So we're gonna want that.
I'm trying to somehow sing Purple Rain, but switch map rain, switch map rain.
What? So some of these are going to be a little weird. Like this one, we've got share, and share is the only operator in here, but it's going to be pipe to share. I think we should pull this in directly instead of using it on observable, because that'll a little bit better for tree shaking. So that would just be merge from RxJS observable merge.
Whoa, can you just tell me exactly what you did? So
instead of using observable.merge, which would require us to add merge to observable, I'm just pulling it in directly. And this has existed in every version of RxJS 5 so far.
Okay.
So that's that down there.
So instead of,
map.
That's kind of nice. Yes.
Might be a better way to automate some of this, I think, but I don't know, some sort of code transformation or something.
This is really nice. This is the refactor is actually not bad at all.
Yeah, so it's not too bad. This is basically what you're going to go through and do. There's some bits I think look a little ugly like this, but there's really not a great way around it. You could, in theory, just take share and do this with it instead of using pipe if you wanted. It's literally going to be the same thing.
Is this new? So this is with the new.
It's less readable. So
that's the new.
Yeah. So what all of these operators do is you call them as functions, and they return a function that takes an observable and returns an observable. Right. So it returns the function that actually transforms your observable.
You know, it makes so much more sense actually seeing it on the screen and having you actually say those words.
Yeah. So yeah, basically, so if think of it this way, if this map function returns a function that transforms an observable to another observable, and this switch map function returns a function that transforms an observable to another observable, pipe is saying, take this observable, pass it to this function to transform it, and then pass it to this function to transform it, and then return it. That's all pipe's doing.
This is the value of higher order functions.
Yes. And functional programming, really. The pipe actually exists in Lambda.js as well. So you could use R pipe in a very similar way. But yeah, so I mean, this is what the refactor looks like. You'd just be basically going through these things over and over. It looks like we've got map and catch. I recommend, instead of doing observable.empty, just doing empty or of.
Were you able to do empty before, just empty before?
Yeah, so this if I was going to do empty, I could import empty from RxJS observable empty. That always existed. The only one that's tricky is if you want to do throw. If I was going to do throw from RxJS observable throw is a keyword, so I had to make that one be underscore throw.
Or like throw as something.
Yeah, and that's to make basically that's to make an errored observable. If you just want an observable error, you would use throw. There's another one. Let me think. I believe there's another one that's problematic with this particular thing. Maybe not. Like there's the switch operator is one problem that we won't see, and that comes from operators. That ends up being switch all in this because switch is a keyword. So let's see, we need the map, we need catch. Catch is one, catch error is what it's called now because catch is a keyword I can't use in map below those two. And I've brought in empty already. Let's just take this across, go to the end.
This is really intriguing.
This is the entire refactor is basically going to look like this. Some people might like to have commas at the end. You can totally do that.
Are you trailing commenting me?
Yes.
This app is so, what is it called? Frankenstein?
I don't think it's that Frankenstein. Yeah.
So why is this ergonomically better?
Oh, well, it's ergonomically better when you want to create your own operators. For example, here's a good one you can do. Like We have map and catch error. We have the same thing twice in a row here, right? Well, what if I wanted to take that same thing and make it, oh, I don't know, less ridiculous? I could go up here and I could say, all right, well, let's make my own operator. We'll call it, oh, I don't know, what's the name for that? Get JSON from response. Okay. And get JSON from response, if I wanted to make it a really look like the other operators, I can make it a function like that. But I'm just going to say this is going to take an observable source. And that observable source is going to be, what's the result of this? Some sort of observable responses. And what's the JSON? We don't really know. I'm just gonna say it's any for now. And how should I do this? I guess I'll just return it for now. What we have is we just take this exact thing. I'm going to copy it. And I'm going to return what? Catch error. We've got a utility built into RxJS now called pipe. So I can import that and it would come from right here. Utils. Again, showing up red because this is the build's not working. But come in here and pipe is just going to compose that function together, the same as these two functions together, the same as the pipe method did on there. Or I could even just take sources actually and use pipe on that and return it. So now I've encapsulated that. I don't even need this pipe. Bring that back. And I want to return it, so I'm just going to get rid of that function there. So there. So I got rid of the curly braces. This is just saying, okay, given this source, take the source, apply these two pipeable or lettable operators to it and return it. And now I can take my JSON from response, and I've made an operator in here. Like I've made my own custom operator. I can take this and just put it here, get JSON from response. Right? And that's it. I can just put it there. And if I wanted to actually have that function call in there, that's great. That's fine. I can higher order if I want. Now it looks like that. And you could compose anything else you wanted into here if you wanted like a map. You know, you can filter afterwards, whatever you wanted to do. If you imported filter anyways, whatever you were doing, right? Because this is now an operator. Or I could even just take this catch error. It's like a catch error in log or something. I can take it and say catch in log. And that's going to have a source of observable generic. And we're going to take the source type. And we just take this catch error. And now I can use this in here if I wanted, or instead of this JSON response, you know, maybe I make these into two tiny piecemeal things. And I say const get JSON. I guess this is always going to be a source of observable response. And let's say source type. Just like that. Now instead of having this big old fancy thing, we can make it more granular. Say get JSON and catch and log in 2 steps. Get JSON, catch and log, right? We just made our own operators. And you could definitely now put whatever I wanted in here between this and be like, oh, whatever this is, you know, add some foo property to it, or, you know, destructure it into something else. And right, you could do something like that, and then you can still catch and log inside there. And it should just all compose together.
This is really exciting. I'm excited about the new Rx workshop and just going through it.
Yeah, it's gonna be really good. It's gonna be really good. We'll definitely go over some of this stuff. You know, there's a lot of, I mean, you can get rid of a lot of repetitious code. You can make a lot of your own utility operators, and it's it'll be very, very easy now. It was non-trivial before. You had to actually extend the observable class and override lift and do some other things.
Where's the web speech API? Let's look at that file.
The web speech API. All right.
Speech service.
Yep.
Because that's where we created a new constructor.
Right here. Yeah. So here, I mean, you're not going to, creating your own observable is going to be exactly the same. This doesn't change at all.
Oh, okay.
There's no reason for that to change. Array reduce, that belongs to array, so we don't have to worry about that. So yeah, this whole file would have no changes at all. Zero impact.
It's the operators that are changing.
Yeah, and really, again, the operators aren't changing. It's just if you want to use the lettable operators and get the benefits from that, then you're going to want to go through and refactor. But if you just update to 5.5, you're not going to break. You're not going to break any code. It should just work. You should just be fine. It's just only if you want to migrate to using lettable operators, which I would highly recommend, because in version 6, we're going to be depending on those a little bit more heavily. And we might even take the those patched add operator modules and move them to another package, another npm package for people to install as an optional way to deal with things, because the recommended way would definitely be the pipeable lettable operators.
I love this. All right, so should we walk through anything else, or are you done?
That's really it. I mean, that's the biggest set of changes that you're going to see is around that.
All right, now I have another question.
What is it?
Can you go to the RxJS Docs repo and approve that PR? Do it.
I already have the. Let's see.
And be proud of the progress, please.
I am proud of the progress.
Look at this. Add PWA capability and updated styling. Oh, baby.
Should I review this?
Oh, yes, please do. Please do.
I mean, I think people would be appalled if I didn't.
Yes. Yes. What's this
manifest.json? Using Sass. I don't know if I approve of Sass, but maybe.
You like sassy. Oh, interesting. Okay, so this is for the PWA, yeah?
Yep. I've never actually built one, believe it or not. Like it's not something that's come up like, hey, I know you're busy working on RxJS, but build a PWA real quick. Okay.
Sometimes when I listen to you talk, like just now, I was like, he underestimates how smart he is. Maybe you don't. I mean, you are kind of cocky sometimes. Ooh, what is this Wallaby Webpack?
Wallaby Webpack? A Wallaby is
there's
like it's like some sort of analysis build tool thing. It's pretty cool. There's some Wallaby configuration. OJ uses it for RxJS. I looked at it one time and it was really neat, but I forgot to ever like actually get into it or install it, and I haven't really needed it. So, yep.
Good. Added a little span there. Okay.
Yeah, this is a big. We should keep our PRs a little smaller. It looks like this is a good initial PR though. So, considering this is just a start, I'm kind of glossing over it because I know what the spirit is, that we just want to get things going. Yeah,
this is just like. This is very exciting, though. It's exciting to see movement on the docs, is it not?
Are we going to be using NGRX? That's the next question.
Oh, wait, hold on. Come back. Ooh, I don't like that. He broke convention.
What? Where?
You change the selectors to, if you go down to this companies.component.ts, you change the selectors to say rx-companies. I don't like that at all. Because it deviates from the CLI. No likey.
Yeah.
How do we?
It's just a namespacing thing, though.
Yeah, but like, the benefit of the CLI is
You gotta get in there and you gotta highlight it and be like, yo, I don't like this. Like in here.
let's keep the convention.
Tracy, no likey. I mean, something like that. I'm not going to do it because I personally I don't have a problem with it. It's your beef. It's your repo. You got to do that. Now I can't merge it, but you should be able to merge. Why can't you merge it?
I mean, I can. I just want you to review it.
So far, so good. I mean, it looks fine. I don't see any major glaring problems.
Except for those selectors. Except for those selectors. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like Brian. Thank you, Brian. What is all this? Theme color. Did he create a new theme? Is that what he did?
Indigo pink. I mean, it looks like any other Angular app I've seen so far here in Google for the most part. I don't even know what to think of Wallaby or Webpack stuff. You'll have to ask them to show you Wallaby. I remember looking at it before and thinking it was really cool, but it's not something I've spent a lot of time with. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I'm just gonna do my bit.
One last thing. Are you going to LGTM?
I did.
I really like
Ben Lesh approved these changes just now.
What?
It says right there, Ben Lesh approved these changes just now.
Oh, Tracy does not. Tracy said no.
Well, you gotta go in and do your review.
Gotta no.
Have you done a PR? Have you ever reviewed a PR and actually like made comments on it before? I think you have.
No, I haven't.
Really?
I mean, no. I mean, I guess I highlight and then make comments, so I know how to do it. It's fine.
Yeah. You hit the little plus button, and well, here's what you do. There's a couple steps. You have to go in. First step is first. You find something, and you're like, blah, and you start a review, right?
Yes.
And then see, it's pending. I haven't actually sent it yet. And then you have to go up here and you add a review summary, and then you say request changes and submit the review. Get it?
Yeah.
You add a whole bunch of comments, and then you have to go up to this and submit the review. Otherwise, the review doesn't come out. So that's the only gotcha.
Gotcha. Okay, I have another question. This is a very exciting question. Go to github.com/cowboyd.
Cowboy, wait. E?
Boy D.
Like E?
D as in dog.
Cowboy B?
Dog, puppy, rough.
Yeah. COWBOYD.
Cowboy D, yeah. So /microstates. /microstates.js. Let me tell you about microstates really quickly. So
Ross gave me the elevator pitch on this, I think.
I'm going to give you the elevator pitch.
Okay.
This is going to replace Redux, solves all your immutable JS problems, and is the next big thing.
It's going to get me a coffee. Will it do everything for me?
It does everything for you, and it uses observables.
So it gives us state and actions.
Yeah, you don't have to do anything related to managing your async side effects anymore. But boom.
Right on. Let's look at the tests. The tests tell me everything.
Oh yeah, the tests are pretty good. We were reading through the tests.
I suspect the test that will make me go the most is going to be under array.
There's only a few primitives, so he's trying to make this very tight.
Schedule foo. Okay, okay. Set action. So we set things.
Mm-hmm. It's immutable. Gotta love those buzzwords.
Yep. It's important to be immutable. So for each one of these tests, which is only this one test, we're going to set microstates equal to an empty array, which we verified above is going to be an empty array. And here you're going to set it to null. I'm going to set it to string. I'm going to set it to a new microstate string. I'm going to set it to a microstate array. And just basically, it's not going to throw. Okay. We don't have any other tests for the set action. We should probably have more tests for that, but that's okay. Let's move it on.
It's not done yet. It's not done yet.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
But you agree, right?
Do I agree that it's going to replace all the things?
Yeah. It solves the immutable JS problem, and it eliminates the need for Redux. And it solves the Redux problem.
What's the Redux problem? All the boilerplate stuff, maybe?
Big blobs, big hashes.
Yeah, so I guess the problem, there's a couple of problems that I see with Redux that come up over and over again. And one is very simply put, like the loading problem in Redux. So in Redux, you're like, oh, I'm going to do some asynchronous thing, and I want to designate that I'm loading, right? Like you say, oh, I'm going to go get some data. And while that data is going, I want to display a spinner. So now I have some state in my Redux that's really only there to tell me that I'm going to load something, and I have to do it every time. So that can be problematic. Well, it's just repetitive, and it almost seems out of place because the rest of your Redux state is state that you need to make the app work. And that one piece of state is not something you need to make the app work. It's just there to kind of display something temporarily. So that's one problem. And the other problem is that frequently people trip over themselves trying to deal with immutable objects because they don't know what they're doing. Which is more of an education problem, I think, than an actual technical problem to be solved. But it's pretty easy to miss for people too, even for seasoned veterans. So maybe there is a real problem there, but I don't know. I mean, it can be caught in tests though. So it all depends. So those are the two problems I see that pop up with Redux that I would actually call real problems. Other problems people have are just silly things like they don't like the boilerplate or something whiny, but that's little. So
I think another thing is with immutable JS, it only works with very shallow data, and this allows you basically to go deep.
Yeah, that's true. Like whenever this is interesting. I'm trying to find. They don't have any examples in here of them actually going deep, so I need more tests. But yeah, like going deep becomes problematic with the immutability thing. It's like, oh, now I know, like if I have objects nested 3 deep and I change one property on one of the deepest nested ones, then I need to update my outermost object to be brand new. I need to update the parent of the one that I changed to be brand new, and I have to update the one that I changed to be brand new, but none of the other ones. So that way we can do referential checks to see what's changed and what hasn't. So you're like, oh, the big one changed, great. Only one of its children changed, and only one of that children's children changed. So you would be able to find those very quickly with just a loop that was checking equals equality on all the objects. So yeah, I mean, it gets tricky to do those things and then do it with arrays and everything.
So basically this solves all the problems.
I hope so. I mean, I need to see more tests. The tests are kind of what tell me how it works and what it does. And they're a little light right now, but it looks like they're getting a good start.
Well, granted, Taras was like, no, I don't want to share this until it's done. And I'm like, can I create the doc site?
Yeah. Can you share it live with Ben on YouTube?
Yeah. He showed it to me last night. I was like, let's show Ben and Jay.
That's all right. I clearly wasn't ready to show anything you made me show today, so there's that.
Well, so Rx Workshop, December 2nd. I
Yeah.
think we'll be recording that, so we'll have a fresh version of RX Workshop to give people that they can just purchase and consume.
Yeah. That one I'll be much, much more ready for. That one will build because I have
Yes,
advanced learning. It wasn't just like, oh, Tracy, what? What do you want me to do?
yeah,
Oh, go on YouTube? Okay.
exactly. It'll be much more, and also it'll be exciting to basically do the multiplex WebSockets with this,
You
and I
should
think
change the name of this podcast to Tracy Attack.
Tracy Attack. Get ready for the Tracy Attack. If
I would
only,
watch it.
if only Jay would let me actually post the Tracy attacks that he experiences, but he'd have to censor himself, so maybe that's why he's not into it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, Jay requires a bleeper. Maybe you could just get a bleeper for him.
I'll just bleep. All right. Well, anyways, thanks everybody for watching. I hope this was really helpful in terms of learning, RxJS sort of in action. If you want to find Ben on the internet, you could probably do that. He's
Yeah,
at Ben Lesh.
probably can. Yeah, I'm around.
Yeah. Let's bring Randy on the podcast real quick to say bye.
Randy. Randall's. Randy. Here, buddy.
Make him wave.
He's like, let's see if I can get his face up here. Randall's. He's like, don't pick me up.
Oh, let me screenshot and take a picture. Cutie. All right. Okay. Do you want to say bye, Ben?
Bye, Ben.
I knew you were going to do that.
Ah, ha, ha.
Thanks, everybody. See you all soon.
Bye.